some of you guys might know, I was in law enforcement for about 9 years. We want to talk about the 21-foot rule and kind of explain what it is. This is something that I was taught in the Basic Police Academy many years ago, and basically what they determined by a study in the 1990s in LA was that if an attacker has an edged weapon and a police officer has their firearm, 21 feet is what it would take for the edged weapon attacker to approach the officer at a full sprint, and they should be able to get their firearm out and defend themselves. Now, if you'll watch the old training videos that are on YouTube, you will see about 8 times out of 10, the attacker did make contact with the police officer before he could get his gun all the way out. So the 21-foot rule is not necessarily set in stone. I would prefer it to be further out if necessary, but the 21-foot rule means that if a edged weapon attacker is within 21 feet or 7 yards, then deadly force is authorized, and you may not be able to get your pistol out in time if you're not training properly. That's why, guys, especially on the road, and I know they teach this and drive it in, but especially on the road, you need to be practicing your weapon retention and your holster and reholster over and over and over again, hundreds and hundreds of times. So if this ever happens and you come into a threat where they're within 21 feet, you know that you can step back, draw your pistol out, and get that first round on target within the time period it takes for them to go from point A to point B, so you get to go home to the end of your shift.
What's going on, guys? Today we're going to show the 21-foot rule. Over the years I've talked about knife work as well as gun work, and you know, there's always like people saying that, oh, 21 foot, I carry a gun, I don't need to know how to fight. Well, we're going to show you why that's not the case. That's not true. People die all the time. 21 foot is the rule that you really can't deploy a gun in time by somebody coming at you with a knife. And I'm going to show you a technique on how to give you a little bit of advantage. But the other thing is we're going to show why appendix is always better versus the 4 or 5 o'clock position. And you can see 21 foot is not a lot of space. I'm going to have Ty come at me and try to deploy my firearm. He's going to have a knife, and I'm going to try to deploy my firearm in both appendix as well as the 4 or 5 o'clock position. All right, guys, so 2 things. I'm going to have my hands in my pockets to give me a little bit of delay, because you're never walking out on the street ready to pull your firearm. It's just not going to happen. And Ty is just going to kind of start moving whenever he wants to. I'm not going to give him a go. He's just going to kind of do it whenever he wants to, okay? So I'm going to have my hands somewhat in my pockets, and then he's going to come at me. I got stabbed, okay? By the time I got my firearm out, he was already behind me, sticking me in the back. So let's show that one more time. See, me having to try to move my garment out of the way also. If I had my pistol maybe out, maybe a little bit quicker, that was from the 4 or 5 o'clock. We'll go ahead and move to the appendix. All right, guys, so you know, even with this, I'm still aware that someone's going to come at me with a knife. So I still have even a little bit more of an advantage than you would on the street, just, you know, mundane walking down the street. Even with good situational awareness, I'm still aware that I have to react to a situation. So this even is still giving me a little bit of an advantage, okay? You see that? I got the gun out before he got to me, and that was a full sprint. Now, I was maybe going to be shooting somewhat blind, but the closer he got to me, I'm going to be hitting him. Now, he probably still could have stabbed me, though. I mean, but I would have probably got 2, 3 shots off into him. So we're almost on that time, because I didn't have my hands in my pockets the first time. That time, it gave me a little bit of a second, but I would have still pumped some shots into him, okay? So let's try this again, and I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a technique to give me a little bit more time. So, by me going to the ground, obviously it's never a good idea to go to the ground, but I've got a firearm. And so as he's coming, kind of go at me again, slow time. As he's coming, I can go ahead and pull my firearm out and go ahead and drop down. This gives me about 3 more foot of room, and just enough time to really accurately put some shots in, then I can take my legs and kind of push him back as I'm shooting him. And I'm getting, you know, head or chest shots. We're gonna demo again, and I'm just gonna show a couple more techniques, kind of evolving from dropping and moving forward from that. So I'm clearing, pulling my firearm. We go ahead and drop it back, and as he's still coming on me, I can go ahead and flare up my my toes, driving into his hips, and this controls him, right? Try to go forward, Ty. I mean, you can stab my leg, but you really can't get me. Having my toes flared, I'm ensuring that I don't shoot myself, and I can kind of push him away. All right, guys, so hope you enjoyed that video and got some information from it, kind of, you know, showing that 21-foot rule in action. Obviously, appendix again, you know, I mean, it's just so many reasons why appendix carry is so valuable for, you know, self-preservation. Carrying on the back, like Ty said, I think on his battle belt video, you know, having anything that can be used against you in the back. Yeah, I mean, that's horrible, right? You want to have everything that can be used against you up front. In the military and the Marines, we always carry our fighting stuff up front. You know, have your fighting stuff here. You know, your mags and everything. You don't want to have you reaching behind you for fighting gear or support gear to your fighting gear. Anyhow, 21-foot rule. You can go test this, go get a tape measure, have a buddy with a magic marker, see if he can mark you up, you know, and trying to draw your firearm. Obviously be safe. Use a blue pistol, don't use any real firearms or ammo, okay? Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching Black Scout Survival.